Like so many people across the country, I've been frustrated and outraged by the stories we are hearing about parents who have been gaming the system and figuring out ways to get their kids into college without properly applying, paying people, proctors, SAT exam proctors, and coaches. And first of all, let's be clear. These 50 indictments that we're seeing, this is just the beginning. This is going to go all the way down through high schools. As somebody who is a college professor and has spoken at the kindergarten all the way to graduate school level, I've been intricately involved in the school system for all of my life, and especially after I was a student. So I know that there's going to be a lot more to come. And I know that so many of us are having these conversations about how we all worked our behinds off to get to get into these schools. And we're talking about the people who didn't have an opportunity to get in because these privileged individuals did. There's also the stories out there about people who had disability diagnoses given to them so that they can get more time in the exams. The list goes on and on and on about how these privileged individuals have been gaming the system. And people are going to be talking about this for days and months and years to come. But what I want to talk about today is I want to talk to all of you students across the country, you high school students who I see regularly throughout the year in public schools, in charter schools, as well as in private schools, who are busting your behind every single day to do your best to get to the position in life that you want. I know that you're also upset by what you're seeing, reading, and hearing, but I want you to also remember to not quit, to not give up. I know it can be disheartening to see how people at the top are able to get over, but don't let that get you down. Don't let that stop you from being able to reach your greatness. Don't let that stop you from continuing to do the work, because people who game the system, many times, not all of the times, unfortunately, but many times they end up getting gamed by the system. The truth will come out. And you want to be known as somebody who did the work on your merits with no excuses, who just worked hard, the old-fashioned way to get where you are today. When Michelle Obama talked about in her book Becoming, being at Princeton and doing her schoolwork and seeing other kids who she couldn't figure out how they got into school, you might experience that. When I did my undergrad work and my graduate work and my doctoral work, there were times where I experienced that, but I focused on me. And you have to remember, the person sitting next to you, they don't have your story. They don't know who you are. You might be the first person to go to school in your family, to go to college. You might be the second person, who knows, it might run in the family. But whatever it is, just don't quit. Don't surrender. The truth is going to come to the light. And I just want to say that I celebrate you. I commend you for what you're doing. And maybe you may not even get into some of your top schools the first time, but come back around and keep trying. Don't let this deter you. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm somebody who got my undergraduate degree from Georgetown University. I didn't get into Georgetown the first time. I could have just said, oh, forget it. I went to Morehouse College. I really wanted to study international affairs at Georgetown. I got my grades up and I reapplied. My master's program, I didn't get accepted. I got put on a waiting list, and ultimately they decided that they weren't interested, and then later on down the line, they decided that they were interested. Then my doctoral program, they told me that they weren't interested. I forgot all about it, and then out of the blue, they called me maybe months later and said that we want you. So I know what it's like to have to come back and give it another try. But what I'm saying to you today is do not be discouraged. Your hard work every single day, everything you're putting into reaching your greatness, it is paying off. And you may not see the rewards right now, but I can guarantee you, you will see those rewards if you just keep going. As we say in many of the classes I teach, do your best and forget the rest, and keep coming back. And whenever you feel like you fail, you never fail. Remember, if you learn a lesson from whatever happens. So again, people are going to talk about these issues with these college admissions, and we're going to deplore parents and deplore people who did all of this work, but at some point we also have to stop and celebrate the people who are working hard. And so all the students to whom I speak across the country, who I see on a weekly basis, I commend you for your hard work. I want to remind you to never, ever, ever give up. Sometimes you have to come back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on your dreams, but it's worth it, because only people who are seriously not serious are the ones who quit. And you're not quitters, and no one's going to quit on you. I got your back, and so many of us got your back out here. So keep going the distance, keep working hard, because you are going to see the benefits. And I commend and salute you in everything that you do. Peace.